Hello and welcome back to GoodKnit Kisses. I'm your host Kristen, and my friends with AllFreeKnitting.com and I would like to thank you for joining us again. Today we are going to knit off a spool loom and make an icord, and it is going to go to our bag that we've made already here. We've made the base of the bag, the main body of the bag. We did a basic binding to cast it off. And I'm going to go ahead and show you how to finish off weaving this in, and then we're going to make the icord. Again, if you already know how to make an icord, skip on to the next tutorial, which is showing how to put the handle in the bag. The icord is going to be the handle. So we've got this extra here. What we want to do is just find a spot to work into. I've got mine pretty loose right here. I made it a little too loose. So what I'm going to do is going to make up some of the difference here and tug on that, and I want to go ahead and take it and pull it through, and then we're going to find another spot to go into. It's a little tight, and I'm going to start pulling it through, but I'm just going to make a loop right here and then go ahead and pull this through again. It's creating a knot, but I really want it to not go anywhere. So now I've got that tight. This is all very tight in here, and then you just start looping this in, weaving it in. I'm not really trying to be pretty here. This is just going to be a beach bag. It's not trying to be really awesome or anything. But we're going to put this icord through here, and so it's going to kind of mask some of this. Oops. Okay, and then you can just cut off your extra strands. You've got that in there now. It's not going anywhere. So there's your bag, and you can see we've got the rows of 8 and then the sets with the 5, and then you're going to have this little spot here, and that's where the icord's going to go. You're going to take your material and you're going to make a slip knot, and actually make your tail pretty long because we're going to tie the ends together. Feed it down into my spool loom. And again, if you don't have a spool loom, you can use another loom and just use 3 pegs. I just find this easier when making an icord because it's just easier to hold on to it. And we're going to double E-wrap the next peg and knit over. Oh, that was funny. And double wrap and knit over. And then we're going to move our way back, double wrap, or now you just need one single wrap, and knit over. Now that we've got it casted on and done a couple, you can just wrap 2 pegs, knit over, and then wrap 2 pegs and knit over, and you're just going to keep going in that way until you get to the length of about 50 inches, 52, but one of the ways I'm doing it for this one is to take my yellow nifty knitter and measure from the starting peg and start wrapping my cord all the way around it once, and then one more time, but just halfway to the other side of the peg. So if you don't have a measuring tool, you don't need one. So that's how we're going to make it for this one. The reason why is because it's roughly the circumference around here, and so we're making it long enough for it to have handles, and we're going to have a handle on this side and a handle on this side, or you can make it one long one. So keep going and join us back up when we cast off. Alright, I've finished the length of the icord that I want, and just to show you, we've got 1.5 times the width of this loom, this diameter of this loom here, and I'm going around once to this the beginning, and then another half of a time. Now this is a little short on here, however I'm not really pulling it that tight. And also if you notice, oh sorry, I'm shaking the camera, if you notice I've got this variegated yarn in here. I'm mixing it with a solid, but the variegated makes it kind of have a distinct pattern. So I'll have this I'll have red and then white, blue, white, and then red again. So my pattern is going to say white and then blue, and then there'll be another white and red again. Well, the beginning of where I've ended here, it's going to finish out that pattern very nicely. So I'm just going to stop here. So if you want to look at that, how your pattern goes, because what's going to happen is the ends of this I-cord are going to end up connecting once after we put it on the bag, and so you want it to look like a seamless loop and there's not a break in your pattern. So if you can do that, make it a little long or a little bit shorter, it's fine. You're going to have plenty of length in this. What we want to do is go to the left of where this is wrapped, basically to the adjacent peg next to the working strand. Go ahead and knit over. So E-wrap, knit over, pull that loop off. We're just doing the basic bind off here, and then knit over again, moving your loop over. E-wrap the next peg, knit over, pull it off, put it on the peg here, knit over, wrap it one more time, knit over, and we are going to pull this off of here. We're going to pull off, oh, good 6 inches, 7 inches or more. I want to have a nice long tail. So we're going to pull that out. And I've got this nice long cord with 2 ends on it. Now these are really long strands and you're not going to need them, but when I originally made the bag I noticed that I ended up cutting them a little short, and when I went to weave it in it just didn't look as nice and finished. So what we're going to do is we're going to show you in the next tutorial how to put these into the bag and then connect them up, and you'll be done. Join us again on the next tutorial. This is Kristen with GoodKnit Kisses. On behalf of my friends at AllFreeKnitting.com, I'd like to thank you. Happy looming!